Okay, so tell me a little bit about Relay Resources. How did it get started? Who wants to start?
Yeah, I do. Thanks, Laszlo. Relay Resources is a local nonprofit in Portland, Oregon. Although we do some work in the Seattle area and in the Gorge, but we're headquartered in Portland, and we're focused on cultivating meaningful work for people with disabilities. About 750 people work at Relay, and a majority of all of our employees have all different types of disabilities.
Okay, what services do you provide at Relay Resources?
Well, we are an employer uh, that hires people with all types of disabilities to do work for our customers in a handful of different industries, including janitorial, landscaping, what we call document solutions, and that's where we scan and digitize documents for our customers. And then something else called supply chain solutions, which is a big warehouse where we do some production work, and then we also do fulfillment. So where people, our customers are businesses who have products that people might purchase. And when they're ordering them, let's say online, our team will take the correct thing off the shelf and then ship it directly to you. We also own and manage more than 900 units of affordable housing, again, primarily in the Portland metro area.
Mm-hmm.
And Laszlo, I'm sorry, I might have forgotten to mention how Relay Resources got started. Did you want more information
Go
about
ahead.
that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Relay was actually started in 1951, so we're more than 70 years old, by a group of parents of children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So back in the 50s, it was originally a school, actually, for the kids who did not have resources or supports in public schools back then. And then through the years, as society changed and policies shifted and were created, for example, requiring special education programs in public schools, Relay shifted its focus from children to adults with disabilities and focusing on connecting those adults to meaningful work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what particular stakeholders does Relay Resources partner with closely?
So Relay has a lot of different stakeholders, actually. Some of the most important ones I'll mention, we are a part of two set-aside programs, one at the federal level called Ability One, and one through the state of Oregon called Oregon Forward. And these programs require government agencies to choose nonprofits like Relay to perform certain services for them, like their janitorial and landscaping work, for example. We're also part of two different unions. Our landscapers are unionized by LIUNA, and then all of our janitors are a part of SEIU Local 49. So those are important stakeholders for us. And we consider our customers stakeholders too. So we have customers like the Port of Portland, so PDX, the airport, Portland State University, and Danner Boots. Those are some key customers that most people should be familiar with if they know the Portland area. And we also partner with a lot of other nonprofit and community-based organizations in our area who also work with people in the margins of all kinds, including people with disabilities for sure, but people who are struggling with maybe houselessness or any other other angles. We hope that those people in those organizations will refer the people they're working with to work with us at Relay, because we always have jobs open for the community.
Mm-hmm. My next question is, what impact does your organization have on the disability community? If you could talk a bit about that.
Uh, that's a great question, Laszlo. First, for parts of the communities for people with disabilities, we offer employment and agency. We offer real jobs with real benefits and real opportunities. We offer the chance for people to develop as they wish. For the greater community of people with disabilities, we offer an example of what could be, how to be inclusive to people with disabilities, how to offer them jobs, how to engage with people with disabilities. We want to do more. It's a big community comprised of lots of little communities. So I think we offer very specific impact to the people with disabilities who work for Relay, but we always want to do more.
Mm-hmm. My last question is, how do you sort of create an accessible and inclusive world for everyone, generally speaking?
Well, another great question. And how much time do you have before I try to answer it? Just kidding. So I think that we offer an example, an opportunity, and believe in the potential of all people with disability, all people, and in particular, people with disabilities. We hope to engage and educate the greater population on that. Maybe that has to happen one person at a time, or maybe it can be group by group. But it's through education and understanding that will make the world more inclusive and more accessible. Basically, we've got to share what we know and learn from others on how to do more to achieve that goal, which universal design and inclusion and welcoming are things that we strive for every day and believe in for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Anything you'd like to add, Tiffany?
Well, I wonder, there was another question on your list, Laszlo, that I wonder if we might have accidentally skipped over, but I think there's some good information there about what we have to consider when making things accessible. And I know Ian prepared some answers to that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if we touch on that for a minute?
Yeah, I didn't know that I had these on here, but yeah, we can touch that.
So the question was, what do you have to consider when making things accessible? So we at Relay try to consider as much about the totality of the situation and the potential user or users when we think about accessibility. We have to understand the type of accessibility we're talking about. Is it physical? Is it digital? Is it social, etc.? We believe it is important too to understand the needs of the user. Sometimes accessibility needs are unique, and we have to believe that a person with disabilities is the expert in their abilities and their needs. So we have to listen to and work with them and work together with them to figure all that out. We think the ADA is a good guide for physical stuff, but compliance may not be enough for everybody. So while the ADA is a good start, again, going back to the universal design concept, that's what we're striving for. For social accessibility, we start with person-first language and go from there. We try not to use ableist language, and we try to meet people where they are relative to language. We always try, and I'll be honest with you, I'm learning more about every day how to be inclusive and accessible in design. We need to take into account everything from font size to font type to background color to font color to atmosphere. If we want to think about something being accessible, we really have to take in all aspects of the situation we're talking about to better understand how to achieve accessibility for that person or for the next person or people who come along. Because the last thing that we want to do is create or add to any kind of barrier that keeps a person from participating or realizing their potential.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. Well, you guys offered some great points. Appreciate it.